How do you deal with conflict?
For the most part, stuff just bounces off me. It's if I need to address something, I talk, like if I say with the boys, I talk to them about it. I don't, but I want to say I do take my time to first, my space. Something happened and I'm like, okay, right now I can't really talk about it in the right frame of mind. So I give myself space, and maybe 5 hours later, I'm like, okay, can we sit down and talk about this?
Welcome to Permission the Podcast. I'm Dr. T, and this is my sister,
Silvana, and we are two regular people talking about spirituality in our daily lives.
Each week, we're inviting you to the internal conversation. So let's get started.
With your permission.
Welcome back to Permission the Podcast. We are doing our last week of relationships. I mean, even though we will always talk about relationships, this is our last, relationship series for February. And today, what we have for you is other relationships. And that includes, everything from family,
friends,
acquaintances,
co-workers,
just straight up
CrossFit
people
team
on the streets of New York City. Whoever those people are, those people.
The others. Okay. Even those people? Okay. All right. I was thinking the other day about the others, but more in the sense of the close others that are the closest people that we have around. So it could be like 4 or 5, the real close people.
Oh,
my tribe. I call them my tribe.
It's like the 5 closest people tells you everything you got to know about you or whatever.
Yeah. Those people, the people that got your back, people that listen, the people that, push you, or the people that know when to just listen. And the most part for me, those are women. I mean, I do have like one dude, and is Jesus
Christ, our Lord Savior.
No, my friend Jesus. But for the most part, they're women. And these women, and I was thinking how people, and I saw this on Instagram as well at some point, someone talking about women wanting to grow old with, their partner, their couple, their husband, their significant other, their better half. No, I'm kidding.
Yo.
But, like, and people come and go in your life, even a husband, a boyfriend, your kids, they grow up, they get their wings, they do what they have to do, or they pursue their careers and they go. And who's left is, tribe, your people, your closest people. So she was saying, I want to grow old with my ladies. So I want to grow with these women that are supporting me, that grow with me. And so I thought, I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I want that.
That's so fascinating. I have been gravitating towards, I've been doing a lot of listening of a lot of podcasts. Did we talk about this? I put in over 32,000 hours of podcast listening.
We did mention your ridiculous amount of hours.
Those were all hours spent with men. It's just fascinating for me. Like Diary of CEO was my number 1, which is Stephen Bartlett. My number 2 was Modern Wisdom with Chris Williamson. I don't know. I'm on a first name basis with him, Chris. Like I know the dude. No, lots of hours were spent with men. Well, men listening. Podcasters.
Oh, okay.
So who else? Know Thyself with Andre.
I like him.
The Huberman Lab. Just Tap In.
Okay.
Emilio.
What does that have to do with what I was talking about?
Those are your
biggest, 5 closest people?
Those are my biggest influences.
Those are your 5 others?
No, they're not my 5 others. I mean, you're one. Karkar and Smith are one. I feel like they're just one.
Yeah.
And
I see that.
And then just like CrossFit people, probably.
And to Carker and Smith, it's not like you're not your each individual person, but when you call both. It's not you call like just one.
No, we don't ever do anything.
So it's a team thing with you guys.
It's a triad or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, in person, I relate to women, like CrossFit women, friends, you, Anna, just like family members that are women, Betty, whatever. I mean, I live with my niece. She's a woman. But anytime I'm outsourcing information, all my podcasters are men. It's just, I don't know what that's about.
Okay.
Do you have good recs for lady podcasters?
I listen to some, but I don't know names and stuff. Just like, you know how it suggests
You
stuff?
don't know the names of
because I don't listen to it every day like you. Like you probably, I don't know how many episodes you heard of each of these podcasters. I listen to when then you send me something, which most of the time you're sending me a podcast from a dude
podcaster.
Yeah.
I know.
And I think I've sent you once about this woman, Carolina something. Remember?
Oh,
Miss. I forgot. Anyway, but I
She's a Chandler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I like her.
And so I listen to stuff that also based on recommendations because my Spotify tells me like this, just listen to it. And so I sometimes pick up when I'm like, okay, I don't know what to listen to or what to read. There's suggestions. I like the first 5 minutes and I keep going. But when it comes to actual human connections, at this moment, I'm more surrounded by women. And also, obviously, I have the women's circle and just the support and how we relate to each other. It's been amazing. And so I was thinking, yeah, that's what I want always. Not that I don't want to have a special connection with a man. Iman. But at this moment, I value so much those female connections I have. What? No?
I don't know. I mean, all my in-person real life connections are with women. So it's great. Women are great. Men are great. I don't necessarily feel the like I want to grow old with a bunch of women, but I don't not feel it. You know what I mean?
No, what I'm saying is that I always want to have them in my corner and have that support, be their support. Just it's great. Doesn't mean I just want to, get a whole bunch of cats and live with all of the ladies.
Okay, so I've been hearing that we're headed towards, all these like channelers, future forecasting people. They keep talking about a time period of going back to communal living or collective living. What do you think about that?
That's what I envision too for the circle in a way. The circle of women, I envision that at one point there'll be this massive, mansion somewhere with ocean view and all these women actually living together, collaborating together. I don't know. I feel like it sounds awesome, just learning from one another and whatnot. What would that mean if each and every one of them had their own families? I don't know, but maybe be more like culty. I don't know, meaning that I don't want to say culty, but yeah, like in a community, right, where there's homes next to each other.
That sounds hella culty.
And then there's areas that you share areas and whatnot. But hey, I'm thinking that's where it's gonna be at with this whole once AI takes over.
I mean, right. Like the gap that will be met by humans is, community. Yeah, for sure. Okay. So you want to get a house by the shore and have a bunch of women live there.
At least as a temporary place, like meaning not like constantly living there 24/7 now, but maybe go as like, okay, periods of time where you're like, okay, 2 months in and whatnot, and people rotating, women coming in from different places. And I don't know, but just some sense of community and some sense of learning from each other, wisdom from the elder to the youngest, and sharing, I don't know, what they know how to do, make, create. a space of creativity, connection, elevation.
Yeah, so I feel like some part of that sounds great and like magical, and some part of that sounds like a fucking nightmare.
You mean like being stuck in a place, like being stuck in a. But there is free will. You're not
No,
stuck
not
there. You
being
can do
stuck
other.
there, just like a bunch of women living together. I don't know.
Then again, it's got to be open to families too. But definitely women gathering together to do stuff. The men do stuff on their own and the women do things together.
Yeah, I think you want a koi cult. Yeah, you do. Do you have what it takes to be a cult leader?
No,
No, you don't. You're
absolutely
bored.
not.
You're like, forget this.
No, I don't see it as a cult. I wouldn't call it that, but I know what you're talking about. That's what I said. It seems culty, but it's more like going back to being a community where women used to gather, do things together, learn about home remedies, learn about things that are forgotten.
Okay, we're back to communal living. Okay.
And yet at this moment, I'm not there yet. Like I could see that for the future because at this moment, I don't feel like I want to be tied down to anything, any place or anywhere.
No, like a nunnery.
Yeah,
Un
that's what I was
convento.
thinking, like a nunnery, but not for nuns. They're not nuns. They're just women.
Not sexually repressed women.
Women that are just in a place where they need to be at a place like this where they could learn stuff and they can have,
Are they only allowed to have sex with God?
what are you talking about?
Nuns?
I don't know if nuns have sex with God, but whatever.
I mean, what is divinity if not sex with God? I don't know.
I'm just gonna, I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that.
We're going left field. Other relationships.
Yeah. There's your, I don't know, your work. Well, you don't have a lot of work relationships. You do have connections.
I have therapeutic relationships. Yeah. Therapy is a really weird relationship.
You mean being friends with other psychologists and stuff?
No, I mean, like the therapeutic relationship is a weird relationship. Like the relationship I have with my patients.
Okay. All right. But now I get it.
I love it. I mean, I'm well suited for the therapeutic relationship. I have a really good ability to stand next to someone and get a sense of what they're seeing. It's really unique and interesting. I mean, it's also hard to explain or describe because it's really unlike any other type of relationship.
You mean in an empathy kind of way, like you can be in their shoes?
I can't be in their shoes.
You can or you cannot?
No, I can't.
Oh, okay.
I've thought about whether that's a deficit for my practice. Like, I'm not stepping into their shoes. I think part of it is because I don't want the experience of suffering that comes with stepping into their shoes. Like, generally what happens is they're coming with a thing, whatever the thing is, their chief complaint, and they're wanting to address something or look at something or manage something or whatever. And part of what brings people into therapy is discomfort. And along with that discomfort is suffering. So
I was going to say when the suffering of staying or the pain of staying where you are, it's greater than the fear. Then you do something about it, right? You seek help, you work with the therapist, I don't know, you start doing things, changing it up just to just create a new shift, a new reality, or work towards it at least.
Yeah, it's really the intolerance of the thing. So people get to a point where they no longer have tolerance for the thing that they're doing. And I don't have tolerance for like willingly going into suffering for no reason. Not for no reason, but for relating. I feel like I can relate without experiencing suffering, which is a boundary. And I don't know. I mean, I had this conversation recently with a friend of mine, and she's like, it sounds like you're intolerant to suffering. Like, yeah, I'm not trying to do that. Like, no, it's okay. You can choose to do that. I'm not going to choose to do that. But then that goes into, do people feel like they have a choice? Sometimes, most times they don't feel like they have a choice. And that's why they're having that experience.
Yeah. I texted a friend today about that because she's going through some stuff and she had to go to court and dealing with an issue with a teenager. But I'm like, just breathe, focus on your breathing, and just remember that whatever happens, you have no control over it, but you can control how you react to the news, how you react to everything that's happening around you. That's the only thing you can control.
Did she get it?
I hope so. She did put a little heart. She was in court, so, I hope so. And that's another thing that I had to, with time, learn, like, you give the information you have or that and what people do with that information, it's their journey. That's all I got.
And I really find myself saying the same things over and over again because the message is the same. And it's not, I don't know. I mean, there's only so much I can say about anxiety, and a lot of it is the same stuff. And sometimes it's the same person, sometimes it's a new person.
But there's got to be exercises or tools you use for them to help them with it, right? That's why they're seeing you. Like, try doing this.
Yeah, interventions. Try this,
snapping
try
your
that.
fingers 3 times, like cutting the thought.
Yeah. I mean, right. I feel like the biggest part of it is, do you want to be uncomfortable with something new, or do you want to be uncomfortable with something known? That's it. I feel like that's the biggest part of it. And a lot of people choose uncomfortable with the known, and that's fine. You can choose that. I also have a really high threshold for accepting, I'm not in charge of anyone's anything.
Right, progress or anything. So that's the reason why therapists cannot treat family, because then you're vested in a different way.
Well, it's a dual relationship.
Yeah.
And
because I assume it's easier to just be like, well, okay, you hang up the phone or you hang up the call or you hang up or the session is over and it's that's it. That was that. But when it comes to a family member, they're still going to be there.
right. And
You can't turn that off. Well, you could if you want to. Click.
and more of me will be there because I have a relationship.
Right.
So no, I can't treat you.
I don't want you to. No, but I just realized I got it.
I mean, also, I don't do with I don't do therapy with friends or family. Like, I'll just tell you, stop doing this. I would never tell my patients what to do.
Right.
That would be crazy. I can suggest things. You can do this, or that.
Try this.
You can do this, it'll do this, or you can do that, it'll address this specific thing. And if you don't do anything, we'll be back next week. That's it.
Talking about the same thing again. Do you feel that way, that there's patients that you say the same thing basically every session?
Yeah, all the time. I mean, that's part of it.
Right. And the feeling is that eventually the outcome will change, or is it like Albert Einstein, the definition of insanity, just doing it over and over and over, expecting a different outcome?
I feel like there's moments where you're able to receive something. There's moments where you actually can let the message in versus, conceptually understanding whatever. I feel like I had that with be the change you want to see in the world. You hear it. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Whatever, whatever. But then I don't know when, it must have been probably in the last year or so where the message actually landed. And I was like, and I viscerally experienced the truth of it, which is different than just like you think something like, love your neighbor like you love yourself or whatever. Even that is kind of like a challenging one, because then there's the self, and then how much do you actually love yourself? And then, that's a little bit more complicated. But the message, be the change you want to see in the world, it landed probably like a year ago, where I actually kind of was able to kind of wrap myself around the truth of it and then also embody it, right? Where I was able to recognize, okay, I'm no longer asking you and 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 you to change, because now I'm taking on the change. However I change will have to ripple out because I'm in relation with all these people. But that, I mean, how many times have I heard that before getting to there? I mean, oh, that message landed in my face, like, come on.
At least it landed, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's layers of it, right? Like there's a layer of knowledge, like superficially, oh yeah, that's again, and then there's layers of like emotional, like I kind of feel connected to this. And then there's the, okay, I can act on this. I can actually experience the living truth of that through my words and my actions and what I choose to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that concept became more real for me too when it came to just being environmentally friendly for me, like doing the changes for me, using the right toilet paper, um, you know, the toothpaste that is not toothpaste, the little bites, but just also getting the right plastic bags that are biodegradable and all of that. I feel like instead of complaining about stuff, just do it. Do the change you want to do. And if you did it and everybody did it, then there will be a real change. But it had to start with me.
And I have noticed that in this past year, right? So in 2025, I was focusing on relationships because it was my relationship year. And, I was building friendships, and I had to have discernment with who I was building friendships with. And a big part of that was who I wanted to be in relationships, all relationships, and what boundaries I was going to set. That included, family relationships, what I said yes to, what I said no to, and larger picture of what I said yes and no to with myself, right? So I feel like this past year has really been about the person that I wanted to become in relationships. And that has impacted who I have stayed in relationship with, because I started friendships and I didn't end with the same friendships. So because of my own discernment and also how I navigated things. How do you deal with conflict in relationships?
Like in what way?
Just when conflicts come up in friendships, acquaintances, work, I don't know, family. How do you deal with conflict?
For the most part, stuff just bounces off me. It's if I need to address something, I talk, like if I say with the boys, I talk to them about it. I don't, but I want to say I do take my time to first my space. Something happened and I'm like, okay, right now I can't really talk about it in the right frame of mind. So I give myself space, and maybe 5 hours later, I'm like, okay, can we sit down and talk about this? I do give myself space to, first of all, this has nothing to do with me, just understanding what's my part in it, what's not my part, what belongs to me, what doesn't, and addressing it when I'm ready to address it. Not just the heat of the moment being like, what? No, it's okay. Take it in and feel what you feel, like feel what you need to feel about it. Like, am I disappointed? Am I feel it? Let it go through you. And then, okay, now I'm ready to talk about it. It's gone. So, but before, if I'm talking about me in my 20s, me in my early 30s, it would be like, we're talking about this now. The clause. So I feel like I take my time to just let it run through me, accept the emotions, and okay, let's go. That's the new version of me, the Kui point
2.0.
2.0 or whatever.
Kui upgraded.
Yeah. What
Same,
about you?
same. I mean, in my youth, I feel like I was a lot more fiery thanks to my Aries moon, but I was really fiery. And, I would get all like, and then calm down and then get over it quick. But I feel like I go through a very similar process where I'm looking at what is mine, all of it, what just all of my stuff. What am I feeling? How did I get triggered? What the trigger was? How do I want to respond? Because I'm not reacting.
Yeah.
There's no reaction anymore. So when I feel something and it's a trigger, I kind of do an assessment of it. Okay, what is this? What am I feeling? What's happening for me right now? How did this, whether it was a person or a relationship or a situation, have this come out inside of me, and what do I want to do with it? And generally that kind of dissolves everything anyway.
Yeah.
And I always think, okay, clearly this person is having a thing all by themselves.
Yeah. No, I do the same thing. I ask myself questions like, why and how long is this going to affect you? And also, be grateful for those triggers, like, what am I supposed to learn? Why is this? What do you want me to learn from this? I normally say this to the universe. I'm like, what am I supposed to learn from this? And the answers come. Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like part of what happens for me is, how do I want to address this for myself? Like I'm clearly feeling something if I'm feeling something, or if something was intentionally supposed to be hurtful and I'm not hurt by it, then I'm wondering, okay, what is happening to this person? Right. Right. Because when someone intentionally is trying
to poke you, right?
And you're kind of like, I don't know what's happening for you, but here we are, and clearly this has nothing to do with me. So how do I want to address it in the relationship? And I feel like for me, the process that I go through with all of that just creates no conflict. And taking it a step further, if it's a relationship that I really genuinely, honestly care about, I will make sure that I address it regardless. And if it's a relationship I don't care about, I'm just like moving on. Like
Right.
and being able to kind of move on from it quickly.
Right. I feel like too for my boys, and I don't know, it's because of how we normally handle things. But if they notice, it doesn't happen often, rarely, but if they notice that, oh, my mom's voice is going up, or there's a trigger or something, they'll do this with their hands. They're like they tell me to lower the volume, like down, down, down.
How do you
They
feel
don't
about
say
that?
it.
That's interesting.
They do it with their hands. It kind of like, it stops me actually. And I'm like, okay, I breathe. I focus on my breathing. And then I go like, they're right. For the most part, when they've done it, they don't do it to piss me off. Like they do it to like, hey,
to regulate you. Yeah, that's
your
awesome.
voice just went up like a notch, and then, but they also know when, okay, I've asked you to do something 10 times. And so I will say, if you don't do this now, I am going to get pissed, and they do it. So, but the whole thing where they go with their hand and they go like, hey, like Brendan, I think is the one that started that. Aiden does it, but rarely. But I've only, that I remember, for instance, in the last couple of years, maybe like twice, but when they've done that, it totally just stops me and makes me think like, okay, is this me or them? Like I start questioning, the questions run in my head, and I take a step back, take a breath, and then I go like, all right, yeah, that was all me. I need to calm down. Maybe I need to talk to my water a little more and balance my hormones. But yeah.
So last year I had 2 examples of this coming up, of like addressing conflict. One was there were maybe 2 times when I had some like a thing come up with different people in CrossFit, and I did the thing of like, okay, what's mine? I'm not upset. Okay, clearly someone else is upset and I'm not engaging in this. And I just left it. I mean, also it's weird to hear about things from other people. Like, oh, I heard this situation between you and so, and it would probably be good if you talk to so and so. And I'm like, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. I don't know if so and so is fine, but I'm fine. Couple of times with 2 of my closest people from CrossFit, my co-writing partner, we'll just call her Red. That's her nickname. My co-writer for the sci-fi trilogy. I think she had like recently had some like medical thing, and I was trying to have her come out to something. I thought it would be helpful for her to be social, blah, blah, blah. And then I didn't realize that I was hitting up on her, I don't know, threshold of like, no, I'm like telling you what I want and you're not paying attention. And I went into like, I'm arguing a point, right? Like I'm doing a debate here. I don't have any feeling about it. I'm not like mad that she's not coming out. I'm just like placing facts as I see them. Like facts as in, generally people tend to isolate when things like this happen, and being social is helpful.
Insensitive.
We care about you, blah, blah, blah.
So basically you were being insensitive, right?
So she was saying no, and I was like not paying attention to it. And I was kind of like entering into a debate, right? And she was kind of like, at some point, she was like, stop it. And I was like, oh, I had no idea you were upset. Yeah, fair. Let's end this whole thing. And then we started talking about something else. And then I think maybe that happened on a Friday. And the next time I saw her was like a day and a half later on Sunday. And I was like, okay. And because we have writing meetings whenever she's in the country, we have writing meetings on Sundays. So on Sunday, we meet up, we have coffee. And I'm like, okay, Red, here's what happened. I am not good at telling things from text messages. I also might be not good at telling things in person. So just putting that out there as well. I respect your no. I will do better next time. I do care about you. So when it's a relationship that I care about and I'm fostering, which aren't many, I make it a point to address things specifically, strategically, and appropriately. And I always want to make sure that I'm giving the person all of the information, because I genuinely believe that they deserve to know. Like if I respect you and if I care about you, I'm going to tell you this is what it is and this is my side, and whatever you want to do with my side is whatever you want to do, but I'm just like giving you the information because I honor that, right? The other time was with Paris, and I think I just said something stupid. Like, I think I said something about my age and children, and and like I'm too old to have children or something like that.
But you don't want children.
Right.
Who cares about how old you are?
So I said something like that, and we're the same age.
You hit the spot.
So, and I said, that comment was really a lot more about me than you. And she brought it up after because she went off and had a think on it. Like, was this upsetting for me? And blah, blah, blah. And like, what about it? And blah, blah, blah. And, rules with all of this, like motherhood, have changed, and we're not living in times where whatever.
Well, the
So,
train is gone. The train isn't gone. You can just, there's so many things you can do.
so I made sure I addressed that as well, like in person, and I made sure I said, thank you so much for telling me. Please do tell me anytime, I say something
I'm being
ridiculous.
myself.
Right, exactly. Because I will say something ridiculous because I do
You
say
do.
ridiculous things. So I want and thank you for the opportunity for addressing this and blah blah blah. So stuff like that where I know the relationships I care about, and I address things, and I like to address things properly, and I know the relationships I don't care about, and I'm just like, nah, we're not
To me,
spending
those,
time.
it's funny because it goes to like how we care or not care about what people think. Like, I don't care what people think about me and whatnot, especially the people that I call the extras in the movie, the extras in the Matrix, the
My
people
God,
walking
I
in the
love
park.
that.
So I'm like, well, it's
The
just,
NPCs.
and so, no, I don't care. They're not important people. I will see them in a social setting, sure. Hi, bye. They're not my people. They're not they're not my closest people. And so I get what you're saying. You will address things with people you have love for, you have respect for, you want them to stick around and be part of your life, that you want them to understand your boundaries and you want to respect their boundaries. So the relationship can keep going, growing or whatnot. So for the extras, for the people walking in the park, the homeless people on the bench, they're part of everything, but at the same time, they're not part of my little tribe. And so for those, so I get what you're saying.
I reserve conflict resolution for actual relationships that I care about.
Right. That's what I was saying.
Because
Too, in different ways.
because any I don't have I don't have time or energy. Like the biggest commodities in life are time and energy. I just don't have it.
Because where you put your time and your thoughts is where you put your energy.
Yeah.
Joe?
Joe's my boy.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. Relationships with family.
Keep going. Big one. It's a big family.
We do have a big family.
Yeah.
We get along really well. I mean, sometimes I'm surprised by it. I'm surprised at how well we get along.
I think we have all been good at understanding the big picture and not fussing about letting go of stuff. It's not yours, let it go. I mean, I know I have.
I feel like what helped was the trauma bonding over acculturation.
Oh, well, I say that definitely helped me and my brother Roberto, which I used to hate when we lived in Peru because he was a bully. And so when we got to this comment, it was like, okay, I don't have anybody else to talk to. We gotta be friends. So no, you would stress people out together, and then they start hugging each other.
I do. I think the acculturation process fucked us in such a way that made us stronger together, like bonded us.
I see it. That's one of the reasons. And also, we do come from a family that did prioritize keeping certain togetherness in a way, getting together for Christmas, getting together for holidays, making it a priority to be together.
Don't make this about grandmother.
I'm not. I'm just saying we have kept that tradition.
I can't handle when you guys talk about my grandmother.
She did make sure we did all get together.
She did terrorize you.
Yes, she was a terror.
She didn't terrorize me. Somehow I feel some sort of way about it, but she terrorized you
and others. But at the same time,
and my siblings and her children and my mother. She terrorized us.
Absolutely. But at the same time,
you can't just butt that statement. No, you can't just butt it.
I'm agreeing, but I'm also seeing the other good things she did, right? The good stuff she did. And that's a tradition we've kept always. meaning somebody would keep that tradition between my mom, my uncle Santiago kept the tradition for Christmas. Then we are the ones in charge of it, right? But what I'm saying is we are together like that because
my
we
grandmother
make
was a
it
terrorist.
no, because we make it a point to keep these traditions of getting together and being close. That's the truth.
You know what I'm surprised about? I'm surprised that my mother doesn't have a closer relationship to her siblings. Surprising.
Yeah, I don't see me being like my mom.
It's weird.
Meaning
We get on way
we
better than they did.
we talk to each other all the time. Yeah, you're right. I
don't
see
get
what you're
it.
saying. But also, mom, you know how she is.
How she is.
She likes being home.
She likes isolated. She likes being
She's
socially
like
isolated. She's a hermit.
I shouldn't say she's like a mushroom because mushrooms are connected to
an ecosystem. Yeah, no.
Okay. Yeah.
Mom is a hermit.
She's homebody. She loves being home. She's happy just sitting in her couch, sewing.
You saying all this makes me want to be with someone that's social, to not have me end up like mom. Like, I don't want to end up like my mom. I want to be able to have someone be like, hey, do you want to go out and do something?
Yeah.
Yeah. I should probably leave my apartment. Yes.
Yeah. You have the mom gene.
I do. Okay. I have a really nice apartment.
There's nothing wrong with enjoying your apartment and your view. It is quite a sweet view.
Yeah. Okay. That have changed over time. Like people have relationships in a season and then the season ends and relationships end. How do you feel about endings?
Some have to end.
Like your high school friends or your college friends, or
it's like every friendship, because I have friends that I still keep in touch with from back Peru, right? From Peru. And so it is how much it's different kinds of friendships to begin with, right? There's the, what do they call it? The cactus relationship.
Yeah.
That don't need too much watering, don't need too much, you can leave them alone for 3 weeks and they're still around.
What is that? Is that Ana de Armas and Captain America, Chris Evans?
I don't know what you're talking about.
The movie.
Okay. What about
the cactus? Never mind.
They talk about that?
Yeah, the movie. I made you watch the movie about the cactus.
You did?
You told me you were a cactus. I want to be a cactus.
Okay. Yeah, so maybe that's where I got that from. But and then there's friendships that are like bonsai trees, you have to prune, you have to give the right amount of light. It has to be. So there's friendships that require more and there's friendships that don't. And at one point, no matter what, as you are, I don't want to say improving, but as you're going on in your life, you're learning all of these things and you're vibrating at different frequencies, those people can't keep up and they're going to drop off anyway because the purpose is done. The purpose in the matrix. And then they become the fillers.
Yeah. How do you feel about pruning friendships? Like, boom, you're done. I'm going to cut this. Look,
I've never had friendship breakups like you. So,
like me?
Yeah, you have like actual breakups with friends.
I feel like that's only happened once.
Twice?
We'll talk about that later.
Okay, so I just have
proper breakups with friends.
Real like breakups with friends. And I'm like, what is going on? Is this a friendship or what is this?
What type of relationship needs a finality like this?
But I have had people that were at one point super important in my life and then they dropped off.
Yeah, me too. But I had one of those times I had to actually break up with the person.
Yeah, we're done. Yeah.
Time for this friendship has concluded. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. See you next life or not.
Or just no.
So, yeah. How do I feel about people dropping off? I want to say that right now, I don't have a feeling about it, but before it did affect me. Like, the friendship I had in college with Lauren, I felt was a strong friendship, and then it wasn't.
That was rough.
And so that pierced me. I don't want to say it didn't. It pierced me and it hurt for a little bit. And I did try a couple of times, 3, I don't know, maybe more, to reconnect. And okay, all right, it is what it is. So I have seen her come into my dreams every now and then, but rarely. And
Interesting.
and if she ever comes to my dream, obviously I'm not going to talk to her, but I wake up and I wish her well. And I send her love, and that's that.
I don't think I have that.
What?
Like a friendship that ended, and I'm like, I really want that back or whatever.
In a way, because it felt like she was more like family.
Yeah.
So it felt like, okay, it was weird.
Actually, I did have that with Anna. Like, I feel like when Anna moved to the US with Sarah and my aunt, we were really, really close. And then I moved to California. Part of that was phase of life. Part of that was just we had different lifing us, and we weren't as close.
Yeah,
and
I
that
remember
was
you being jealous of her being close to me.
yeah.
You were a sour apple.
It was really hard. It was really difficult for me. And you guys were CrossFitting together.
Yeah, we were CrossFitting. We're buddies, and yeah.
And that was really, really difficult. So it wasn't a friendship end. It was more that we were close and then we weren't as close.
The connection changed.
Yeah.
Like you were still connected, but it wasn't as
close. And it wasn't every day, and it wasn't in person because I moved away and blah, blah, blah. And then even now, with however close I am, like living in New York and she lives in Connecticut, we're still not, we never got back to being as close as we used to be, which is fine. But
we're pretty close.
We're close.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. You don't need to be Siamese twins.
No, I know, but we used to like spend a lot of time together. We talked a lot and blah, blah, blah. But she's like, raising children and shit.
She has 3 kids, man.
Exactly. I know.
I call you a man.
Man.
She has 3 kids.
Yeah.
Just, I don't even talk to her at times because I'm like, is she sleeping? Let her sleep.
Yeah. Yeah. She's on her own stuff. Yeah. I mean, at some point, I think we're going to work together, but that's, coming soon to a theater
theaters near you. Oh my God. Stop it.
Okay. So what about us twinning? We are other relationships, right? Me and you. Yeah. We're family relationships. We're other relationships.
Yeah.
Have you come to some conclusion about us twinning? No, me neither.
No, I mean, we just said the same thing at the same time. I don't know. Yeah, I don't.
We go. I mean, okay, we go through the same phases. We've done similar patterns where we have similar ideology. So I don't know.
Oh, we just maybe I feel like we're just here to support each other and bounce ideas off of each other the way we do. And, yeah, but why does it have to be dissect and and analyze? And it's okay.
It's okay. It's fine. Okay. Any other relationships? We haven't really talked about work. Well, I talked about my work. Do you have work relationships?
I do have friendships from work.
Or just professional?
Professional.
Like, do you navigate those differently than any other relationships? Because some people show up to work really different than they show up to other relationships.
I feel like, my closest connection to a coworker is with Veronica, and we are, we're friends.
I love her. She's awesome.
She's awesome and funny.
Hilarious.
Yeah. But I have coworkers from past coworkers that I still keep in touch with. Like, but they're just friendships. So they just become like friendship.
I met Karkar and Smith through work.
Exactly.
And I used to call them ex-colleagues.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
But that was back when I first moved to California in 2011.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, they're my ex-colleagues.
That's funny.
And when they heard me say that, and that was 100 years ago,
They were like
they
lost
fucking lost it. They lost it. They were like, rah! And I was like, what? And I'm like, it's descriptive. We used to work together. What's the problem?
You need to say my sister's from another mother. I know they're listening, so I know I'm
they're
right.
Listening.
They're going to say, yeah, point for Silvana.
They always say that. Yeah.
Going back to your friendships and how sometimes you have to apologize because you just don't know.
I don't apologize. I take responsibility.
Okay, you take responsibility.
I don't apologize.
And you make you reroute.
I make a very strong concerted effort, and they
It's
know the type of person that I am as well. So I'm going to say something shitty in the future. I'm going to say something shitty in the future.
I remember, I just thought about that one time we're having coffee, eating a little something. And you said the most insensitive shit I've ever heard in my life. And then I go like, man, I looked at your friends and I go like, you really love her. Because...
What did I say?
You don't want to get into it.
Okay, sure.
But I just remember
that's fair.
And it involved kids, like one of your friends' kids. And I was just like, okay, clearly it's coming from a person that's never taken care of a human.
No, for sure
that's
not.
One. So you get that. But I was like, wow. Yeah. And they were like, it kind of went like over their head. Like, this is a Tere thing.
This is a Tere statement.
Doesn't mean anything. We still love her. And I'm like looking at them and I'm like, they still were cool with you. And I'm like, wow, this is true love. This is unconditional love right here.
That's it. It's here. It's happening. It's now. Okay. Yeah. I think we're ending on a high here.
Before I throw you under the bus. Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah. I think this, I think we've said enough, and this is what we have for you this week with the other relationships, and mixed in there, conflict resolution, how we relate to just side characters.
How we show up to every one of those characters.
And we'll be back next week.
With your permission.
And that is all we have for you this week.
Make sure you follow Permission the Podcast.
And we'll be back next week with your permission.